Welcome, Bronze Age. It's time. Oh, you're listening to IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. With me in studio, Commissioner Scott Anderson and Commissioner Brandon Madden. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. How's it
What's
going?
up?
Oh man, it's time, brothers. It really is time, man. I think it's been. Hey, it seems like it's been almost a month since we've had you guys on, man. Probably longer, but
Yeah.
oh
It's been a
man.
while.
Well, welcome back, gentlemen. I mean, the IWA is nonstop. Anybody out there listening, life kind of got the better of our schedules, and well, hey, life comes first. We do this game as a hobby. For any new listeners out there, we're here covering the IWA. The IWA is a play-by-mail imaginary wrestling game, and I think, like we said earlier, it's time, brother. It's time to reveal this Bronze Age. It's time to bring the Bronze League into full perspective and let everybody in the IWA know, moving forward, this coalition of leagues. My goodness, I mean, I think for the better half of the year, gentlemen, I think we were covering each league individually. I think each league will still get, its own individual representation when we do find time in our busy schedules, kind of catch people up on what's going on with the angles inside the league. Because my goodness, there is so many to cover. As much as I would love to make this a 1 hour and 30-minute show, it just I definitely want the listeners to be able to jump in and get vital information of what's going on in the league so that they don't miss out on either commissioner titles or pay-per-views coming up. I think that's what we decided to be the main focus on our coverage in today's show. So, now, just to let the listeners know what leagues that we're kind of bringing into this Bronze Age. We decided that, or it's been decided that the UNL, the RWL, and the LNL are all gonna kind of, I guess I can pass it over to Commissioner Anderson. I mean, how many belts have been inaugurated? Have any belts been inaugurated?
Excellent question, Flip. You are correct. We have the LNL, the RWL, and the UNL officially together as the Bronze Age. Our leagues are going to work together on events and a champion. It is the Bronze Age World Title, but we have dubbed it the Bronze Conqueror.
Nice.
And we do have our first Bronze Conqueror, who won in a fatal four-way match between the RWL Revolt X champion, Suzix Blood Moon, the UNL United Nations champion, Alaska McFleece, the LNL Underworld champion, Darth Akuma, and the winner from the Crossover Collision 2 Battle Royal, which we could talk about when we discuss how the Bronze Age kind of came together, Jason Voorhees, 13.
Nice.
So that was the Fatal 4-Way that took place in our September cycle. The representative from the RWL, Suzix Blood Moon, is our first Bronze Conqueror, as posted on the Interfed page. So anyone who wants to follow the Bronze Age overall stuff, that's where I will be posting. That is on the Interfed page. We do have an RWL Facebook page and a UNL Facebook page. So you will find those links in the back of the Bronze Age Bulletin. It's just called the Bronze Bulletin. We've had our 2 issues now. You will find that at the main page at IWA, playiwa.com. Boom, boom.
Nice.
So what else was there? So we have our Bronze Conqueror, and that is the Bronze Age title at this time. We do have discussion about between the folks behind the scenes there about what we want to do moving forward. We're very excited to roll it out. So we will see where we go from here.
Nice. Now, is it safe to announce the people behind the Bronze Age? Do you want to just kind of leave that behind the scenes?
I think we should. I think
the
we
championship
should.
Committee.
The what?
The championship committee.
The championship
Nice.
committee. Yes. So yeah, I think first we should shout out Sean, who commissions the RWL, who couldn't be with us tonight. Is as big a part of the Bronze Age as any of the three of us, and certainly so the RWL, and I've talked about it before. If anyone has caught some of the other shows, RWL has become one of my favorite leagues, even before we put the Bronze Age together. So Sean does an amazing job. He and Brandon have worked together to build that league up. Definitely the preeminent women's league in the IWA, in my humble opinion.
Now, if you allow me, there's a certain, and I like I said, I've had the opportunity to be a manager in the IWA, in different federations for some time now. When I started doing these shows, I was fresh. I was just coming back into recording and into the IWA, and I was just really, really naive to a lot of the happenings in different federations and different leagues, and
Fair.
even more just how many styles are in this game. There's an endless number of ways to play this game. I'm not going to say there's a right way to play this game, but I think ultimately, once you get your feet wet and you find the style that you want to participate in, you're attracted to certain federations or certain leagues. Shout out to the Iron. I know the Iron has their own. They have the COH within the Iron. Shout out to the Steel Interfed. They have their thing going on. Shout out to the Gold's Eye War. They got their thing going on. Shout out to the Diamond. I know they got some, different off the rail leagues going on there. And, so it was inevitable that the Bronze would, finally get together and, no disrespect to any other federation, but the angle-based play here in the Bronze, gentlemen, is what I think attracts certain managers. And angle-based play is, it is limited, believe it or not. There are hundreds of leagues, but only a few leagues with the type of angle-based players that the Bronze is loaded. I mean, I shout out to the manager of the Sith. Shout out to Catfish Rob and his gang. Shout out to the Gores. Shout out to all the other wonderful, oh dude, I could go on. I mean, the UNL is loaded. But those angle-based players, they thrive here in the Bronze. And we've covered it, in our individual shows, throughout the year. And I think you mentioned it already when that crossover collision happened, and when I first saw it, I'm like, you guys did what? Wait a minute. I was, because I was going through my thing off the air, with my new job, and I was like, this is amazing. This is gonna be the best. and I think you were mentioning it before, Scott. It's one of those things that you find yourself getting kind of giddy and excited over an imaginary game, but because of the people that are behind it that aren't imaginary, that
right.
You can. I know what I'm getting from a rancher. I know what I'm getting from a McFleece. I know what I'm getting from, from the NRA and from, Suzy Moon, and what I'm getting from a Catfish and the Sith. I love it. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. I felt so, so bad these last couple of cycles because, the workload was too much, and I had to, I felt bad because ultimately it led to me leaving other federations, and I didn't do it for any other reason. I was way over my head with, how many leagues I wanted to play in. And then it just came down like, okay, I got to cut, I got to trim the fat. But I know where I'm going to.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of managers feel bad sometimes because they feel like they're letting other leagues down. But at the ultimate, you got to play within your means, whatever your time is, whatever, and, shout out to you guys for bringing this together, which ultimately has, I don't want to say it led me back, but it's allowed me to come back smoothly because there's so much going on that, oh my goodness. Like I said, do we want to start with the crossover collision and kind of how this?
Sure. Do we want to start overall and then detail each league a little bit? Is that
okay?
Kind of the idea?
We can. Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
So I don't want to, and certainly if Brandon can add in his insight. For me, I started commissioning the LWL not LWL. Shout out to LWL. I started commissioning the LNL about 2.5 years ago, believe it or not, and that it just became a very fun league to be a part of. For me, it was always kind of tongue in cheek, and so there are some things that you may have noticed are in the works with the Spike Pratt character. I don't want to reveal too much. There's some big happenings coming on this cycle. Super excited for that. That's going to be really cool. But shortly after I started commissioning the LNL, I started commissioning the UNL. And without being too long-winded, last year we had the first crossover collision event between the UNL and the LNL. And I kind of had it in the back of my mind that, like, much the same way, if I may hearken it to real life, that AEW started out as one show, right? I'm like, I want this to be kind of the initial run of these two leagues together and hopefully putting together some kind of bronze group. And it was so back burner. It was very back burner. And then I got closer with Sean and Brandon. I got invested in the RWL. Man, I just can't say enough good stuff. I already talked about it, so I won't gush too much more. But Sean and Brandon, awesome guys. I'm so glad that we are working together. And so then with the RWL, I thought this league and the people behind this league fit perfectly in with the LNL and the UNL. And I just felt like we could do something very special. There are, as you mentioned, there are groups around the IWA. There are very, very good groups doing their own thing, and I definitely felt like these bronze leagues, putting together the Bronze Age, could offer something very unique. Now that I am going long-winded, so Crossover Collision 2, I approached Sean and Brandon and said, would you be interested in doing the RWL as a lead-in for maybe putting our leagues together? So it was organic, and it was prepped, and it was planned, and then it all came together, and now we're off and running, as they say. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it good. Now, if you'll allow me to be long-winded for a second, I'll say that when we, when me and Sean came back to the IWA, however many years ago it was, probably like 3 years now or something, that's where we met Flip in the MML. We've talked about that in the past. And, finding like him and Eric Bug and some like-minded individuals that were just all about, trash talking and building up the angles. And because that's what me and Sean have always enjoyed about the IWA, is just finding people that want to come up with different stories and everything like that. So that was cool. At that point, Sean was like, we've never done a women's league before, so why don't we try out a women's league? So it's like, okay, cool. So we rolled into the RWL, and it was very low activity, and that's when Sean decided he was going to try the commissioner deal out. Obviously, it worked out great. I mean, he does an amazing job, and that's where we met, Seth. And I think Flip was even the one that talked me into going to the UNL. He was just like, the guy that's got the Gores and the Rebellion. He's like, he commissions, this league. He's in the IWAR. And so I was like, I'll check out the UNL. And it all kind of started with me coming up with a crazy character and so Seth endorsing the character.
Wholeheartedly. So excited.
Yeah. So it's that right there. That was all I needed to know right there. And then, like you said, we've just been growing and growing and growing. And when you came to us with the idea of, merging the leagues and forming that, just exciting, man. I tell you what, especially for me too. I've been out of the mix for like the last 6 weeks, kind of, where I've just been sending in matches and just some quick trash talk because I've been working so much. But now that I, kind of get the free time back, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, no, I think you guys, you guys touched on it, but I want to emphasize the angle based play.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, there you can find, like I've mentioned already, you can find tons of leagues out there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got leagues that, that invest in actually, reading the trash talk and molding it into the next pay-per-view, it becomes special. I mean, I get it. There's a traditional way to play the IWA where you send trash talk and you kind of wait for the response, and the next cycle the next person, and you go back and forth in a traditional play by mail way. I kind of feel that these leagues have kind of allowed social media and allowed managers have just the way they work with one another is just way outside the norm, and it builds a way better product. It I mean, just to speak on to some of the angles that I've witnessed over these last couple of years. I mean, going from the LNL and the catfish versus the luchadores, now the Sith, that angle is just gone, and just oh my goodness, the stuff that has come from that angle is just amazing. You talk about the Gores versus Susie Moon, and that angle was just, oh my goodness, just amazing. And then you talk about angles in the UNL, the McFleece versus Rancher. You talk about Quick Kill versus the Dead Rat. Oh my goodness, these angles are just beautiful. And you have to understand this, not everybody has, the time, to play in different federations. So there are some managers, like myself now, that are going to be exclusive to some of these leagues. So, not that we don't want to play in other federations, not that we don't, it's just time. And if you are an angle-based player, not to take anything away from other federations or other leagues, if you do like angle-based, and I want to emphasize the angles, recently we had a pay-per-view in the UNL.
UNL, yeah.
Yes.
And we got 2 pay-per-views coming up we got the RWL and the LNL got pay-per-views coming up.
Correct.
This cycle.
Yeah, this cycle, yeah. Just the way it
goodness.
worked out, yeah. So speaking to that, in the idea that there are a lot of places that offer a lot of different ways to play. There are other places that offer angle-based and very good places. If what they do is your thing, that's awesome. I feel like the Bronze Age leagues offer something unique in the way of the amount of effort that managers put into the characters.
I like that.
Thinking about RWL characters, thinking about LNL characters, thinking about UNL characters. Managers invest the effort into making characters that are meaningful, that are not one-dimensional. And that's very cool. Something else I think that I want to mention while I'm thinking about it is, as much as I am excited for the Bronze Age and for our 3 leagues to kind of work together, each league offers something different. And I think that that's important, that each league feel like it is also still its own entity, right? The RWL offering what it offers, the LNL offering what it offers, and the UNL offering what it offers. And yet they come together in the old NWA style, that there can be this overall champion, our Bronze Conqueror, and that we can do events together and just kind of enhance what each other is doing.
Now let's let's go ahead and let's talk on some of these it factors. I mean, I know we still got a lot more bronze to kind of go over. But if you allow me, I just kind of want to, touch on each of these leagues real quickly so that, people can kind of get a little bit of a grasp as to the differences. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we're mentioning the angle based as a similarity. Obviously, if let's ladies first. So let's go into the RWL first. The Revolution Wrestling League is an all women's league. limited to 6 per manager, and the things that go on in that league without getting too deep into it. I mean, Sean has different titles, different shows that he presents within the league. We have our Monday Night Revolt. We have our I went blank. Wednesday
Turmoil.
Wednesday Turmoil. And I thought he inaugurated another one, if I'm not mistaken. Tuesday.
Thursday Night Profiled, I believe.
It's the
Thursday Profiled. That's the one I was. And each of these shows has their own relevant matches. I think we have a Contender X match on Monday Night Revolt. We have. I'm drawing a blank. Brandon, help me out here.
You got the one show has the Contender X, then you got the Revolt X gets defended on one of the shows, and then the Profile title gets defended.
The Profile is the one that I was forgetting. The Profile is its own title, all in its own.
Yes.
And
now the Once Upon a Time title, where you each month it's crowns a different champion. So that's not like a belt that one person carries. That's just whoever beats that person by a certain, by the most or the quickest time. Actually, yes, by the quickest time.
Nice.
But
go ahead,
man. I was just gonna say, but you were talking about the characters earlier. Is like there are so many awesome characters, like, just in each league. And the cool thing is, like, we have in the 3 leagues, we have overlapping managers that are in all 3, but then we have managers that are only in that one. So you get like new people to kind of work with and everything like that. And the characters, just everybody in these leagues, they do such a good job of establishing these characters. Like when I do the write-ups for the RWL pay-per-views, it's kind of easy because I can kind of picture it in my head because I know so much about like the Rebellion and I know so much about the Gores and Tommy's characters. I would call them by their group, but I'm not sure what group he's using right now. I know they're not the Wonderland anymore, but I'm a little behind. But his characters, he does a really good job of letting you get to know all his characters and stuff like that. So it's like you kind of feel like you could write for any of these characters because you know them so good. Like I know you've done some Ezekiel stuff for me before, and quick spoiler, Flip is the man behind the backseat of the car match. He came up with that idea.
What?
What most people don't know, it's based off of a true story, right?
Yes, sir. Shout out to my cousin, man. Like I said, I definitely, I mean, when Brandon he came to me and he told me he had a wheelchair character, it's the first thing that popped into my head, bro. It really, I'm like, Brandon, when you get a chance, you got to do this. And he's all like, what? No, what are you talking about? And I kind of explained to him that, my cousin's in a wheelchair and, every time we'd be playing, whatever video game or whatever, and he'd get mad, that was his line. Like, you want to go to the backseat of the car? And I know it sounds so like perverted, like Rick Angel's like, dude, that's just wrong. I was like, yeah, but you got to remember, this guy's in a wheelchair. He's getting mad. Right. So that was his line. Like I'll take you to the backseat of the car.
Even, right?
This according to him, that kind of evened it out, So,
right. It's genius.
Oh man,
genius. But that's the thing. The characters are all so good, and everybody does a great job in all 3 leagues of, letting you get to know their characters that you kind of feel like you could write for any of them.
Yeah, like I mean, tell me it hasn't crossed your mind that I mean, every time I think of Rick Rancher, I kind of just like get this like pungent smell, like I just wish Rick Rancher would just take a shower. I know the guy in real life doesn't exist, but for whatever reason, the character is like just some grungy looking. I just imagine him just being some, it smells like cigars and like old whiskey or something. Just oh man.
So you got a habit of getting of pissing off all the UNO wrestlers. So I'm going to stay out of that one because Ezekiel's in enough trouble right now.
I love the UNO.
Sure. So I think we deviated a little bit. Did you want to go over the RWL champions?
Yes, let's go over the RWL champions.
All right, here we go. Man, yeah, you want to talk about Rick? By the way, Rick Rancher smells, man. Come on, dude. I thought we were gonna get into I don't want to ever invoke Jamie Lee Curtis's name again because saw where that led me.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
All right, Flip.
all
Do you
right.
want to read them off, or do you want me to read them off?
What number are we on?
We're both in 44. So
44.
not 34. The last time you were active, we're talking 44.
Oh man. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we are. Okay, here we go. We got RWL champion. Oh no way, Lady Fango. Amazing.
It's about
Nice. Good to see her back on the page. Way to go. Here we go. Rebellion.
Matches.
Yes. Back to back? No. Or is that a new perk?
no.
The RWO
No,
champion
it's a new
gets
perk.
10 free matches.
Scored. Man, I've really been away for a while. Okay, here we go. Rebellion champion. Oh no. Still? The Starlit Liberty Monroe. Shout out. Oh, here we go. Goody Two Shoes, Soft Friends, Panda Ninja, Evie Takahashi. Goody Two Shoes? Goody Squad? Goody Rebellion? Good. The Super Friends. There you go. Super Friends. Here we go. The Gers Friends. There we go. I forgot it. Shout out to Tommy, brother. Panda Ninja, Evie Takahashi is our Glow champion. Fabulous champion, Victoria Von Freeman. Medusa champion, The Deviant, Erica Rockwell. Widow's Peak. Who in the world is it? Dragon Lily.
That's one of Go's proteges.
Times are gone. It's gonna get tough around here. Phoenix champion, The Dark Peach. I thought this is. Didn't we say we were gonna change her name to Face Kicker? Mickey, Face Kicker. Still trying to pull off the Peach gimmick, huh? Ivory champion. Fibromyalgia. Nice. The virus is infecting the. Here we go. Young's champion. Hey, this is a good one. Miss Q.
There you go.
Hey, nice. Not all of them are infected yet. Sensational champion. Avril Bellatrix. Those nasty twins. Love you, though. Luna champion, Susie Bloodmoon. Susie X? Susie?
He pronounces it Susie.
Susie. Cool. Susie.
Just a different way of spelling it.
Susie Bloodmoon, our current Bronze Conqueror champion, also bringing home the Luna Championship. Stratus champion, Battle Royal winner, the Voyage Princess, Historia Tomari. 2 Ravens champions, winners of 5 free matches. Chickafil? And Chickafil, huh? Hey, my favorite sandwich maker. Yeah. Siamese champions, Miss Q and Fibromyalgia. Damn, Virus. I gotta come back. I gotta really come back hard on them now. Virus is infected. But this is a familiar face. The Furies champion, winners of 5 free matches. Winter, Amaris, and Trista Gore. Back to back?
Yes.
Congrats. Trinity champions, the Rebellions, the Hellion, the Starlit, and the Deviant One. Shout out to Tabit. Tabit? TBABIT. Yay!
TBABIT. Ain't that the truth for life?
Life! Shout them out. Now,
and then I got the commissioner champions as well.
That's what I was about to mention. I go. I know we got some other commissioner champions to give them their fair due. Shout them out.
Flip it, I never messed that up on the UNL show.
Yeah, never.
Well, to throw a little shade at the manager of the order, Victoria Von Freeman, in addition to having the fabulous title, is the Revolt X and the Profile champion. So can you imagine how much higher the point total would be if there was some trash talk along with it?
Now, Brandon, for all those new listeners out there,
and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody plays their way. I mean, hey, some people play so hard that they're in so many leagues. Shout out to the Order's manager, who is a supporter of many leagues, brother. Shout out. But again, there is an ultimate prize in the RWL. The RWL is going to give away a real belt. Is that safe to say?
Yep, and I think we've already engraved the words What was it?
Tabit?
T-Babbit? Yeah, that's already on there. We're just trying to figure out which one's going to get it.
Oh, dang it. Now,
No, but
while we have you on the air, because you are a front runner, is there a strategy to the madness? Is there like one better, one more exclusive? Do you have a favorite amongst the?
Are you speaking to me?
To yes, yes.
No, I love all my children equally.
Nice. I thought Chuckles was winning out all over.
No, the only thing I do, and I just said do, is I try and vary my strats so at least a few people do well. And so like Liberty Monroe is the rebel. Excuse me, I can talk. Is the rebel champion this cycle, so she will get my kind of top RWL strat, right? And hopefully she'll do well, but we'll see. No, I just try and do good with as many people as possible.
Nice. He just wins.
Just win.
I just try and win. Yeah. I just like to win. Yeah, I like to win. What? Winning is good.
Not a bad thing.
So speaking of winning, the Once Upon a Time champion is oh shoot, my phone messed up here. Look at that. Talk about professional. Neo Taquito.
Nice.
Now, the cool thing about that is Tommy, his group has won every single Once Upon a Time title.
Nice.
He's the only manager that's won it so far.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming for you, Tommy. I know I've been out. You've been lucky. The Goody Two Shoe friends or Goody Super friends, Goody Rebellion Super. I'm coming for you, Tommy. I'm coming for you. Nothing easy around here. Oh man. Now, obviously we do have. We mentioned earlier that we do have a pay-per-view coming up.
Yes, I could run down those matches real quick. Sean posted the card on Facebook today.
Nice. So just in case you didn't know, the RWL does also have a Facebook group. If you are in the league, look that one up. We definitely post up, information. I don't want to say vital information, so it's not, you're not going to miss out if you're not on there, but it is, gives you a sneak peek as to what's coming. Lets you, it's allowed me to catch up. Shout out to Sean.
It's a good supplement, if I may, like it's a good supplement.
I would agree. So the pay-per-view, we always do kind of like how NXT is always usually the night before a big pay-per-view. We do the face-off show. So this face-off show, first match is going to be a tag team match. It is Gabby Wonder and Babs Capone taking on Amaris and Trista Gore.
Nice.
That should be an awesome match. Also on the Facebook show, or the face-off show, sorry, which I believe is on Facebook. So that is going to be the semifinals of the Aya Rathmore Memorial Tournament. So Lady Fango is going to face Acid Rain. And
nice.
I don't like that match. That means one of my characters is eliminating the other one.
Just the way the cookie crumbles.
Right. Sean set this up on purpose now. And then the second one is going to be Susie Moon versus Edsel Frost.
Ooh, nice.
And then for the Contender X title, we got Venus DeRose is going to take on Bonita Blood.
Ooh. Shout out to the Bloods who have recently arrived, because they've made an impact.
Yes.
But let's be honest. I mean, in my absence, I think the biggest impact has been by Virus. I've looked back and I saw Virus, the Tommy's girls, and the Bloods. Man, I mean, just to see those three new. Because they weren't around. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, there's new people here. Let's go get them. Let's get them.
Some new blood.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So the next night is the Fall of Innocence pay-per-view. First match for that is going to be Macy Crane, the niece of Ezekiel Crane, is taking on Monique Blood. Jacqueline Kennedy, who is new also, is taking on Miss Q. Acid Rain and Venus DeRose will be taking on Tessa Blanchard and Brie Bella. The Falls Count Anywhere match, Miss Chimera Rule versus Bloodshed Barb. Bloodshed Barb was league champ 2 months in a row, so
Nice.
she's a force to be reckoned with. And then we have a ladder match with the current Once Upon a Time champion, the Aerial Queen, Nao Taquito, versus Primetime Becky Legacy.
Nice.
Best of 5 series premiere. This is going to be the Rebellion taking on the Order. Starlet Liberty Monroe, Roxanne O'Connor, and Erica Rockwell taking on Spitfire Jeannie Briggs, Amazing Amy Blitz, and Deadly Darlene Blitz.
Now, if I can say something about that. Now, again, we've mentioned there's a lot of ways to play. If there's one thing I know about those TBA, BITD girls, BTG, I'll get it down. I'm gonna get it. TBABIT girls.
The B words are back in town, as you dub them, right? Because they're not boys,
right?
Oh, the B girls are back in town, and if you're gonna sign a series against them, and this is I'm gonna say his name because I know he listens. Timmy, you better bring your damn tag strats to the show, because if not, it's gonna be a sweep, bro. I'm holding a broom, and it's not a witch's broom. Like, if you don't come prepared against the bitches are back in town, you're gonna get rolled, homie. Period. I hate to say it. I hate to say it like that, but if you're asking for a best of 5 series, you better come ready to play against them, because there's certain managers, and speaking outside of the box, there's certain managers that actually play this game full cylinders, full throttle, brother. And
are you saying I'm one of those managers?
Whew, are you ever? My goodness, you know what? Every time I win a match against you, I bring out an Oreo cookie, open it in half, and just lick the center out, just like I won. I'm gonna enjoy this motherfucking cookie. My goodness, this is good. It's good to win against them. Oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah. Oh man! Just imagine when I actually beat, my now nemesis in other leagues, Mr. Angel, because my goodness, I can't pray enough to win a match against that guy. Oh, is series? I wouldn't even dare challenge him in the series at the moment, brother. Yeah, there's just some managers that are just head over heels, brother.
Yes.
I hate to keep cutting off the damn card, man. I'm rambling, but yeah.
Listen, if you wouldn't have cut us off, we would have never knew about you eating the middle of the Oreo, man. That's important information,
This is vital information.
Every time you see him win, I'm like, oh yeah, time to get another cookie.
Yeah.
Why the dentist wanted to charge me almost $20,000 like, what? Oh man, getting ready for Halloween around here. Oh man,
we'll see that face-off match with the Gores against Gabby and Babs. If will the Orioles get eaten? We shall see.
Oh, I'm coming. Oh yeah, yeah. And I know those Gores are they're in a 6-man title, so I know they're probably going to play a 6-man strat. So I'm going to go full out doubles. You dang it! Why did I say anything? Hit delete, backtrack, erase that, forget that. The little flashy thingy from Men in Black, man. Just
play some techno music.
Play some techno music. Make them Oh, you heard nothing there.
That techno joke will be lost on everybody.
Oh, good times, brother. Good times. Let me tell you.
All right, finishing up the pay-per-view. Beloved will take on Dixie Normus. Yep. Lady Fango.
What a way to come back into the card, huh?
Right. Trying to be serious and come back at the card, and then Dixie Normus is staring at you. Lady Fango and her crew of Red Lotus and Dragon Lily will be taking on some of the super friends, Reina Fukada, Panda Ninja, and Ayumi Matsuda. Flip's favorite character, Fibromyalgia, taking on Morally Corrupt. Calypso versus Vivian Blood. The head kicker, Miki Ishikawa, will take on Hope.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Speaking of teeth getting knocked in.
Yes. Then we got a First Blood tag team match. Bonita and Betty Blood taking on Elsa Hurst and Juju Stone.
Nice.
And then the main event, and I think this is kind of cool because, you know, it's like anybody can kind of main event these pay-per-views because we have such good characters. But for the Revolt X title, with Susie Moon as the special guest referee, we got the current champion, Victoria Von Freeman, taking on Eleanor Roosevelt and the Voyage Princess, Historia Tamari.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the RWL is loaded. But and again, each of these leagues just has its own flavor and its own taste. You know, there's so much in the RWL, and then you just glance over, you know, a few leagues over, and you run into the Living Nightmare League. And you know, for anyone listening, the Living Nightmare League is limited to 4 characters per manager. And I think what I've enjoyed the most is how the managers just transition their characters. I mean, you know, shout out to, you know, the manager that, you know, the mind behind the once luchadores who went through a, you know, transition, and, you know, now as you know, Sith Lords have just run havoc throughout the league like none other, brother. And, you know, on the other side of that feud is, you know, probably one of the most popular managers in the IWA. Shout out to Catfish Rob.
Catfish Rob!
Oh, you know it, brother. I mean, and his characters have, you know, likewise gone into transformations of their own. And I mean, the pay-per-view that we got coming up there is
Chamber of Horrors.
Ooh.
Which is actually the first pay-per-view that has repeated. There's an Elimination Chamber match. So, and speaking of the former luchadors, now Sith, one of the dragons did this absolutely insane move off the top of the Elimination Chamber and eliminated himself basically from the match last year. It's pretty insane. Looking forward to this upcoming Chamber of Horrors pay-per-view. So yeah, good times.
Now let's give that front page. Now this is something new. Now I know this happened. I want to say after Stable Wars, the IWA, where we added the initials to the Living Nightmare. Is that safe to say?
That is correct. So we had the Stablecade, and after that, the IWA didn't really drop some of the initials, and so we had a discussion, you know, amongst ourselves, and said, you know, how do we feel about just allowing stable initials in the L&L? And we all agreed that it was something we were prepared to do. So a few cycles ago, I think 2 cycles ago, is when we made it official that the L&L will now allow stable initials.
Nice. Now, here we go. Nightmare Champion. Oh, yes. Patient Y. Paranormal Champion. Patient X. Now, these 2 characters, I mean, and I hate to pause right in the middle, but they've dominated the tag scene here. I mean, the Patients, and I guess the madness behind the Patients is Dr. Frankenstein, who kind of created them. And I know I've asked before, but is this a case where he had, 23 mistakes and then he settled on?
He wouldn't call them mistakes. He would call them opportunities for growth.
Ha!
Nice. Nice.
Leave it to Dr. Frankenstein to, he never makes mistakes.
For improvement, yes.
Never makes mistakes.
But yes, that is, it hasn't really been spoken about a lot, but there have been allusions to the idea that these are the characters that turned out to his liking. So there is definitely the allusion to the idea that there are other patients who did not work out quite as well.
Now we never got to the bottom of Patient Zero, right? Or Patient O. Nobody ever
claimed it. I was excited to see, Patient Zero or Patient O. I think it's Patient Zero, came in and didn't was active a few cycles, but didn't trash talk. And I think Flip, I don't want to speak for you, but you thought maybe I was behind it, and I'm like, no, I have no idea who it is. I don't know what's going on. But no, nothing ever came from that. So if you're behind Patient Zero and you want to build something, have Patient Zero come back. That would be sweet.
Yes. Now, Amityville champion, the Swamp Monster. Crystal Lake champion, Foxwoman Santana. The legendary Foxwoman Santana, because my goodness, she has done some. Yeah, we'll have a whole show dedicated to her just alone later on. Elm Street champion, Wolfman Joe. Black Lagoon champion, Aiden Brimstone. Camp Arwak champion, Warblaze. Transylvania champion, Johnny Five. I love Johnny Five, man. My goodness, I'm glad he's here. Haunted Hill champion, Barnabas Slade. Sleepy Hollow champion. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all you're getting from me, brother, for that one.
Skexel?
Yeah, close. You're better than, yeah. What kind of name is that? My goodness, if all you wanted to do was hear me stutter, shout out, brother. My goodness.
It's from Dark Crystal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to watch Dark Crystal. Or is it a show? Is it a movie? Is it a song?
It was a movie. Yeah.
I got to go look that one up. But
it's a classic.
Okay, Skex skills. Yeah, Skex skills. I'll get better at it. One of these days I'll learn how to spoke. One of these days. Oh, man. Here we go. Salem slot champion, Claude Holiday. You see that? Nice and Claude Holiday. Yeah. The Crypt champion, Darth Jigoku. Apocalypse tag team champions, we have Angel Caído Dos and Angel Caído Uno. Doomsday TV champion, Otis Gruiser. Oh, my goodness, he's here, huh? I completely forgot Gruiser was here. Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to get nasty around here. And Claude Holiday to add to that. Six-man Slaughterhouse champions, Angel Caído Uno, Dos, and Trace are here with us. Yep. TV Nightmare champions, Rawhead Rex, Jacob Goodnight, and Wolfman Joe. As I'm scrolling down. Oh, yeah, please.
If I may, before we get to our commissioner champions, I love how the IWA has, because the way the multis work, most managers probably know this, but they go in order of ID number, right? So yes. ID number 87 is listed ahead of ID number 88, right? And when you send them in, for some reason, the IWA gives the largest number to the first name.
Yes.
So when you see the patients on the 6-man, it goes patient Z, then patient Y, then patient X. And here we see that Trace is on top, Dos is second, and then Udo is on the bottom. And I'm like, IWA, it is not hard.
You know what? If I was working behind the scenes in the IWA for so many years, I think I would do the same thing just to mess with the managers, brother. Oh yeah. Shout out to the IWA for all your hard work.
Yeah.
And shout out to never getting the numbers right. We love you. Oh yeah. And let's see here. Now, here we go. Commissioner champion, Terror Tag Team champions, the infamous Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers.
Long reigning Terror.
I was about to say that. I mean, if you ever want some tag team competition, come on over and try and take those two out. Because my goodness, Colossal champion Darth Yoru, Anarchy champion bow tie wearing Dr. Frankenstein, and Underworld champion Darth Akuma. He's been there a while now too.
Yeah.
Shout out. Now, Chamber of Horrors. Let's see here. Do you have the card? Do you want to run down the Chamber of Horrors lineup?
We sure could. So I added a tag team match this cycle, which you'll see in there between Barnabas Slade and Clyde.
Claude.
Claude Holiday against two of the two of the members from Dark Crystal.
And I'm glad you know they were from Dark Crystal, because if not, I would have been like Eco and Skexo and
yeah.
I'm trying to see if maybe they say something backwards.
Gecko
but no.
and Skexo. Just kind of something because I've enjoyed the work of both of those tag teams and their larger factions. So I wanted to get them on the show. So not really a feud between them, but trying to get them involved into the show there, because I have enjoyed the work so far from those characters. We have Swamp Monster against Bigfoot. Warblaze, who has also been great, against Aiden Brimstone, who is I think Aiden Brimstone, I want to call it now, no knock to anybody else. I think Aiden Brimstone is going to be the LNL breakout star of 2020.
Nice.
Let's go back and play this clip when I'm right, and if I'm wrong, it just never happened. Unfortunately, there will not be a Terror Tag title match because Sinister Bagul never picked a tag team partner. He earned the right to challenge for the tag titles, did not pick a tag team partner. So that match will not take place. But Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, as we find, will be active in the show. Of course, they are LNL cornerstones, icons, whatever term you want to use. They will be on the show. We'll get to that in a moment. Anarchy title match. Dr. Frankenstein versus Sinister Bagul. Hell in the Cell match. Because Wolfman Joe didn't want Morbius to be able to fly away, they will face each other in a Hell in the Cell match.
Oh.
Nice.
Pretty sweet.
And I will not kill him. I guarantee you will not kill him. He may kill me, but I won't kill him.
Wolfman Joe is deadly.
Yes.
He does not mess around. If you read the... Okay, so thinking about like each league being their own kind of entity within the Bronze Age, stuff that happens in the LNL is freaking crazy. Like it is so... Sometimes it is so over the top, I can barely contain myself.
Oh yeah.
It's
crazy is you being nice, because I would definitely put it way, way beyond crazy.
it gets really wild. The LNL, I know, all the bulletins are posted online now, but the LNL is officially 18 and over. So kind of how we've kind of navigated and worked out what the IWA will allow and won't allow. They will allow you to put pretty much anything into the bulletin. They don't seem to allow. They will censor the curse words, but they seem to allow pretty much anything into the bulletin, because Wolfman Joe and Foxman Rob and Foxwoman Santana have got, and the Sith Lords too, have gotten pretty.
Yeah, you hear the crowd in the background. They're going crazy.
Right.
Yeah, they're like yes.
I just can't even put into words how wild some of this stuff is. And I read it and I'm like, I can't believe they printed that. But they do. So if you're looking for something like that, where pretty much all bets are off, LNL is the place.
Now let's speak on that for a minute, because the people behind them, they're such good writers.
Yeah.
That I think the way they portray it and the way they get it out onto paper is just what makes it amazing, and why they allow it, because it's not just like F you a-hole, you blah blah blah. No.
Right. No, it's a story.
Yes.
It's a rated R or rated NC-17 story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think one of my favorites is still Foxman Rob and Foxwoman Santana enjoying some time together under the moonlight. And I'm like, I cannot believe the IWA printed this, but they did. So speaking of Foxman Rob finally is going to get his opportunity for vengeance against the Sith for dropping an arena on him. Yes, that happened. The Sith dropped an entire arena. So he will face Darth Jigoku. Looking forward to that. That match has been building for a long time. Then we move on to our Elimination Chamber match, which will feature the 2 6-man teams that made it to the finals of the Trinity Challenge, which will be the aforementioned Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Leatherface, Patient X, Patient Y, Patient Z. It is important to note that although these were the finalists for the 6-man, they will be competing as quote-unquote singles competitors in this match. And I have it on good authority that the winner of this match will be the next Anarchy title challenger.
Nice.
Now, I mean, anybody that knows anything knows that I think Patient X has gotten more of the limelight. So I'm really looking forward to Y and Z and maybe their turn on X in something this valuable, because ultimately a title shot is, and I think that if we can speak on that little aspect right there for a minute, guys,
sure.
How title shots come about, because because in the case of the LNL, titles are contested almost exclusively at pay-per-views.
Correct.
So it's not something that every cycle these titles are contested, which in my opinion makes them a little more prestigious. It allows something like an angle of this caliber to just come full circle. And like I said, I'm curious to see how this goes, and not take anything away from Jason and Michael and their newcomer, new face, Leatherface, who I think is what do you call it, is himself an X factor in that match right there, because we don't know enough about Leatherface and his relationship with the other two.
Also true. So collectively known as Murder Inc. So I do want to mention here that there was a Leatherface prior to this incarnation of Leatherface. So this one has been around and kind of the third member of the Voorhees and Myers team for a while now. But just in case anyone might remember that there was a Leatherface before, this is a different manager than that one.
Oh, interesting.
And so we get to the big one then, the main event. The winner of the Dead by Dawn contest, Dr. Frankenstein, will challenge the long-reigning Underworld champion, Darth Akuma. Nice.
Now, one of the, we haven't mentioned it, in a while because we haven't had a show in a bit. There's still that X factor, looming above the league, which is the fact that Sinister Bagul still has the head in the box.
Yes, he does. And, to speak to that for a moment, Sinister Bagul came in late last year, House of Fire. His feud with Jason Voorhees was Feud of the Year. It's awesome. I'm not sure what's been going on maybe behind the scenes for the manager of Sinister Bagul. He's been a little less involved the last few cycles. Would love to see him come back. When he was sending in work, it was top notch and awesome. So, if he wants to reach out to one of us, even to just say, hey, this is what's going on, that would be cool also. But yes, Jason, Sinister Bagul still holds the head in the box, so he can challenge for the Underworld title any cycle. He just has to submit that as part of his trash talk.
Now I know Brandon's back there and he's just laughing his ass off right now because I don't want to reveal too much, gentlemen, because I know we got a big reveal coming for the LNL. So I'm over here biting my tongue probably as much as Brandon is. He's like, oh, I want to, but it just if you're in the Living Nightmare League, just oh my goodness, there's if this that we're talking about isn't enough, we got more. There's more. There's
something happening so big you cannot imagine.
It's gonna make the RWL's Dixie Norman seem like like a pipsqueak.
If I may, late last year, those who are familiar with the LNL might remember 2018 was dominated by, well, one of the things that dominated 2018 was the Reverend Boswell angle, which was so good. Good stuff. Will go down as one of my favorite things that I've been a part of. But it ended at Head in the Box with him being decapitated. And that, to me, that was indicative of the league, but it was also a huge, like, holy crap moment, right?
Oh, yes.
And I feel like what's coming this cycle and next cycle is that level of holy crap.
Jaw dropping, yes.
Yeah, jaw dropping. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I hope all of you enjoy it. But yeah, big stuff happening for the LNL.
Oh yeah, I almost threw out my back trying to pick up my jaw. When I heard, I'm like, huh? What? Oh, my back. Oh my goodness. Oh, but yes, Brandon, anything to add? Anything you want to say about what's coming? It is
absolutely. Balin is coming.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
Let's just say that not everybody will be around for 2020.
Oh, I love it. Now, speaking of not being around for 2020, over in if you keep scrolling down and you find the UNL, I think he made it official, right? That he is ending the year, right? Mr. Oh my goodness, I went blank. The Hitman.
Yes. The UNL has its first Hall of Fame inductee with the Quebec Hitman RMP. Shout out. Probably when I think about to think about like Jason and Michael being cornerstones of the LNL, when I think about cornerstones of the UNL, Quebec Hitman RMP is up there with anyone else. Probably high, if I were to bring it up, probably the number one tag team with in terms of points with the Russian Reaper. He's got to be the top 6-man team with Reaper and Naul. He's a multi-time league champion, 2-time world tag champion. He won IWA World Tag out of the UNL. I mean, just the list goes on and on. Quebec, he was the first Triple Crown winner in the UNL. Just the Hitman has had an unbelievable career, and he has decided now that the series against the Dead Rabbits has concluded, he wrestled his final match at the pay-per-view, and we'll see how all that pans out. But congratulations to the Quebec Hitman, the first inductee into the IWA Hall of Fame from the UNL.
Now, all that being said about him is amazing. I mean, that if that alone was said, it would have been like, wow, there, yes, But if you were there, if you've seen just the trash talk, and we talk about the angle-based play here in the UNL and in the Bronze. When I heard his trash talk when he announced that he was looking to retire after the Rumble,
yeah,
and it wasn't like I'm going to retire and I'm going to go grab my Jergens or just no. He just he said, hey, you know what? I'm even going to train my what is it?
His replacement.
My replacement. Yeah.
Protege?
Like, hey,
yeah.
That's the word. I was going to say predecessor, but yeah, protege. I'm going to train my protege, and I was like, yes, this is how you IWA. Yes, this is the way you should, the character doesn't just disappear, just like in real wrestling, managers or wrestlers come back, even though you may not want to see, someone like a Ric Flair, die in the ring, but I kind of see Quebec Hitman in that same fashion. I think he's going to become a dinosaur in the ring. Long live the Quebec Hitman in the UNL, and I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool too, because now you get to see a different, a different side of his character now because he's going to be a manager.
Yes.
So
right.
it'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, I think that's why I enjoy the angle based play and actually contributing to leagues where like you said it earlier, Brandon, where you have other managers that are invested and they know your character and they know kind of your tendencies and that just makes it that much more enjoyable. You can't trust a Rick Rancher. Even if he does, wear, deodorant that day, I think I would trust him even less if he came in wearing, wearing his deodorant. I'd be like, what's wrong? Oh no, something's up. He's trying to get too close to me. He's wearing his deodorant. Like, no, I don't trust you. I trust you even less now, Rancher. But
just a heads up, the opinions of 106 and 107 have nothing to do with the opinions of 108 and 109.
Oh man, come on! We love Rancher. We love you, Rancher. See, everybody's saying it. Hey.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
so, did you want to go over the champions?
What? UNL has champions as well? Yeah, of course. Let's see who we got here. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Hopefully, I find the right. There we are. Boom. Oh, wrong one. Dog days. We're not on dog days, Phil.
Hey. Well, while you are procuring that, I want to remind everyone, the UNL every other cycle, you get 40 scrub wins instead of 20. You just have to let the IWA know this is an odd-numbered cycle coming up, so you may take 40 scrub wins instead of 20. They can be all for one or 20 for each of your two characters because the UNL is a limit of 2.
Ooh, yes. Oh yeah, a lot of fun and excitement in the UNL. I think just with the way you require the international and one national character, I think that alone adds its own, just development of a character just based on just the name and the style, and then you just add, oh yeah, good stuff going on there. Here we go. Let's go. Oh no! How did you guys let this guy back on top? League champion Bill the Butcher Cutting. Oh my goodness!
I think this is. I could be wrong, but I think this is league title number 4 for him.
Oh no!
Is that wild or what?
Yeah, this guy is beyond. I got other words to describe Mr. Cutting, but we'll leave those for another day. TV champion. Oh yes, NRA's Jean Greycrow. Brazil champion, the Nature Boy, Mickey O'Dare. China champion from the Battle Royal, El Diablo. Great Britain champion, Brody, the Bushmaster Jones. India champion, also from the Battle Royal, Flexing Vladimir Verkempt. Iran champion, everybody take a moment and, keep it down because Akbar is in the building, baby. Don't make too much noise. You'll get slapped in the face without knowing it. Japan champion, Marchand Le Hitman de Belgium. Oh, man, he's been doing it since he got here, man. Shout out to the Hitman de Belgium.
For sure.
Mexico champion, always bigger than Texas, Mr. Alaska McFleece. Nigeria champion, Archie Bushmaster Jones. Both of the Bushmasters doing it, huh? Nice. Russia champion from the Battle Royal. Le Marchand de Hitman de Boston. Nice. Both of the Hitman representing well. Uh-oh. Claiming the states, huh? From the Battle Royal. Yes. Texas Hick. Oh my goodness. Mr. I don't use deodorant, Rick Rancher in the building. Oh man, I'm getting beat up in the. Oh yeah, Rick, we love you.
So
yes. Texas. Here we go. Tag team champions, winners of $18 in UNL credit. Our hitmen, Marchand Le Hitman de Belgium and Le Hitman de Boston.
If I may, they actually retained.
Ooh.
So, and the UNL is still the only league in the IWA that offers credit for its tag team champions as long as we have 50 cards. So,
Nice.
And we've been over 50 cards for, knock on wood, of course, I'll ruin it, but we've been over 50 cards, I think almost this entire year,
Nice.
every cycle. So yeah, so shout out to managers making sure we stay over 50, even in our non-bonus scrub cycle, to get that credit for the tag team champions.
And an extra shout out to the UNL's tag team division, because it is one of the tougher.
Yes, I would put it in the top 3
easy
in the IWA tag team division. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's tough run-ins around here. TB tag team champions, the Dead Rabbits. Now, talk about a tough division. Yeah, if the Dead Rabbits are coming in second, yeah, we definitely got a tough division around here. 6-man champions, Rex Redwood, Buford Blackwood, and Humongous. Congratulations, gentlemen, doing it. TV 6-man champions. Dude, this is trouble. You let Akbar near the Dead Rabbits? Oh, dude.
That seems like a dangerous combination.
Yeah, dude. We're done. I thought I had a chance to survive, but we're done. Forget it. I'm done. It's over. Don't even sign with 106 and 107 anymore. We're out of this. We're going singles champion. Who are we going? Oh man. Oh yeah. We may have to go after singles, because it's gonna get tough in here. Now, before I go too far, let's see. We got some commissioners champions. That's my scrolling sound effects right there.
I pictured that. The sounds you were making, and I envisioned scrolling.
Nice.
That's very well done.
Here we go. International champion Double Dutch's Jacob Vandenberg was defending against NRA's Solomon Yang. This series is ongoing?
Ongoing. So the fall cycle will be cycle 39. So the UNL runs 3 cycles for a series. The challenger has to win 2 matches in order to claim the title. So we will conclude the series for the International, Can-Am, and United Nations in cycle 39. So,
nice.
Yes.
Can-Am champion, oh man, Naul, defending against Ezekiel Crane. That's a good one. Nice.
Yes.
World Tag Team Champions, the Quebec Hitman and Naul. Now, what's going to happen there?
Excellent question. That will be addressed. There was one team that beat the Quebec Hitman and Naul last cycle in a non-title match. So if that team were to challenge this cycle, they will more or less de facto become the new World Tag Team Champions.
Nice.
So
now I hate to play the devil's advocate, but what happens if they don't challenge?
Then the titles will be vacated.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
So, and then I do have a
tournament time.
I do. Does the UNL do tournaments?
What?
I mean, is that something we do? So those are essentially, a little behind the scenes talk. Those are the 2 options. Either the team that defeated the Quick Kill champions in a non-title match in cycle 38 will challenge and become the new champions, or the titles will be vacated. So,
television champion Marchand the Hitman de Belgium. Great picture there. That definitely brings fear to most people. Defending against Flexing, Vladimir Verkamp. Nice.
Yes, in cycle 38. So the television title is defended every cycle against the previous cycle's Battle Royal winner. It's also the only UNL commish title that you don't have to trash talk for.
Nice.
The other 4, you have to be a trash talking wrestler.
Nice. United States champion Alaska McFleece going up against TXVXB. Nice.
Definitely say the X's. And
he's been on fire.
I'm sorry to correct you, but this is the United Nations.
What did I say?
You said United States.
And
United States is great, rah rah rah, number 1. and all that
Yay.
stuff. So, so we don't upset people,
But this is the United
this
Nations.
is the United Nations title. Yes.
Nice.
And
nice. So
Alaska is definitely bigger than Texas. And Alaska McFleece is the current United Nations champion, defending against the On Fire TVB.
You know what? We're just waiting for global warming to just, melt Alaska away. That's not how it works, though.
We did have Global's Greatest, which maybe, we should rename Global's Greatest as global warming.
Yes.
Oh man, but Alaska will probably get bigger. That's what I'm seeing. Alaska just seems getting bigger and bigger. He's probably on that roid. Did I say that out loud? No.
Wow.
Allegedly.
Now, I know
the lawyers at Madden and Maccabee advised you to say allegedly.
Allegedly.
They advised him to plead the fifth on those allegations.
Yes. Now I know with the RW and the LNL we have pay-per-views up and coming.
Correct.
But we just had one in the UNL. Correct. Is that now are we going over champions?
I don't want to go over all the results. I do want to draw our attention to a couple of things. We have some tag match. We can run over the matches, but I don't want to run over all the results. For managers in the UNL, the results of the matches and any write-up, as I've done the last few pay-per-views, you send in as part of your trash talk. So if, say, Timbatsu and Solomon Ying have something specific they want to do, they can just send that in as trash talk, and that'll be how we learn more details about what happened during their match. So Double Dutch 2000 and Vladimir Verklempt, newly reunited, taking on Black Mass and Rex Redwood. Wanted to make sure all 6 of those gentlemen were on the card, so excited for that. Poison went against the Associates. Balinaria and Naul went against the Joneses, Archie and Brody, in a feud that developed pretty quickly over these last couple cycles. Timbatsu against Solomon Ying in I believe that ended up being a tables match. Is that correct?
Yep, tables match.
Okay, so it should have been promoted as a tables match, but that's not in here. So that's a return contest between those two. The final match of the Quebec Hitman RMP, he's going against Walter Monk McGinn. So I had mentioned on the last UNL exclusive show that there would be something involving the Quebec Hitman at the pay-per-view because the series against the Dead Rabbits concluded after 6 matches. So this is the reveal that we will feature the last match of the Quebec Hitman at Global's Greatest. A match we mentioned earlier, unsanctioned, definitely one of the contenders for feud of the year, Ezekiel Crane versus the Masked Wrestler in a backseat of a car match. Where if the Masked Wrestler loses, he would be forced to unmask.
Oh.
So
I can't wait.
In addition to that, as if that's not enough, we also have a street fight between Alaska McFleece and the Texas Hick Rick Rancher, where, anything goes. Oh. So we'll see, that feud kicked off at the beginning of the year. And I think, thinking about angle-based play, I am as excited for the McFleece Rancher feud as I was 8 months ago when they started. Which I think really speaks volumes to the ability of those two managers to tell a story. So we had the initial McFleece versus Rancher match at the Rumble, and now we have this return match, and we'll see where it goes from here. But definitely another one of those contenders for feud of the year in the UNL. Our main event of Global's Greatest is the Gauntlet match featuring the winners of the previous year's global tournaments. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 amazing competitors in our Globals Gauntlet match, where the winner would get 50 free matches and will be a part of the next United Nations title series in cycles 40 to 42. I do think we should reveal that winner. It is on the UNL Facebook page. Congratulations to Akbar.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes. I always believed in you, Akbar. Hey, the fans are going crazy in the background.
Fans are going crazy for that.
They love you, Akbar. Yeah,
they love Akbar. Don't call them party boys.
Just don't call them. I didn't say it. Look who said it. Just throwing it out there. Oh, nice. You gotta love them.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see the write-ups and move and of course IWA marches forward. We march forward now to our quote-unquote WrestleMania pay-per-view, our big one of the year, World Warfare 3, coming up here in January. Pretty excited.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Now, I know we went a little long on this show, gentlemen. I mean, I definitely want to get the managers all this info. I mean, managers out there, like I said, we do want to continue to do these shows. Again, I think time, just kind of, has gotten the better of us in the last couple of cycles. But let us know what you think. Give us your honest opinion. Is this, like I said, we do these shows for you guys because we want to keep you guys, in the loop. I know some of you managers are in different federations and different leagues, so this is kind of a good way to kind of recap, some of the action going on. I definitely want to hear some feedback. Again, we will try our hardest to get some individual shows, to kind of go over the angles because obviously we are angle-based players, so we want to definitely give those angles their fair time in the spotlight. But yeah, let us know what you think. Brandon, I'll go to you first. Any last words? Any last thoughts on this one?
Just excited to see what's coming. With the Bronze Age and with all 3 leagues, lots of stuff planned and lots of good stuff coming.
Nice. Commissioner Anderson, any last thoughts? Any last words you want to put in on this one?
Yeah. 2 things come to mind. Our first Bronze Age contest kicks off this cycle. It's called The Big One, which I know is pretty creative on my part. But it's a free contest. So everyone who is active in the September cycle, we had 107 active wrestlers in the September cycle. They will all be included
Nice.
For the Big One contest, the winner of which will get $15 in IWA credit. So look for that in your next Bronze Bulletin, which will feature all 3 leagues. If you are a manager in any of the Bronze Age leagues, you should be receiving a recap kind of magazine for that. If you are not, you can check it out at the IWA main page. And in addition to that, there is something big coming. Shout out again to Sean, who is the mastermind behind this. I don't want to reveal it, but it is going to be pretty amazing. I can't tell you how much I am looking forward to seeing what's coming. So there's something big coming this cycle, and that's where I'll leave us on that teaser.
Nice. I love it. Again, you guys have been listening to Commissioner Brandon Madden, Commissioner Scott Anderson, and myself, IWA Flip. Make sure to keep tuned in. We got a lot coming for you guys. This has been the Bronze Age coverage. We'll get a better intro and a better outro as we move along, so bear with us.
I think the intro was perfect.
Ooh, I like it. You guys keep tuned in. We'll see you guys next time.